Is one of these lights solid green?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Means we're live. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to North Oakland Eagles hockey. I'm Augie Villawan, your host for this afternoon. All right, we're back towards the tail end of warm-ups as the North Oakland Eagles take on Troy United. This is a division match.
Number 18, Xavier Sanchez.
All right, sorry about the technical difficulties, folks.
Head coach of the Eagles is Eric Martin, Trey Anker, Steve Yankovic, Neil Young. And now, before we introduce Troy United's starting lineup, tonight's youth hockey player of the game is Isaac Connors. Isaac Connors attends Middle Elementary and is in the 5th grade. He is 10 years old. His team is the Rochester Rattlers 15 and purple, and his position is center. His two favorite hockey players are Connor McDavid and Connor Bernard. And now the starters for Troy United. At left wing, number 7, junior, alternate captain, Kai Asensio.
So Kai Asensio leading Troy in goals.
Ben Dumas. At right wing, 7 number 13, captain, Joey Clark. At defense, number 96, senior, Lucas Euro. And at defense, number 21, alternate captain, senior, Matt Rando. And goal, number 39, sophomore, Noah Dumas. Head coaches Josh Barnes, Jeff Danbury, and Cameron Messerman. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, moving hats. Performing our national anthem tonight will be Troy High sophomore Ava Burton.
All right, so a great national anthem gets us underway. Just to set the scene, this is a divisional matchup. Troy United stands at first in OAA White with a 7-2 record. Your North Oakland Eagles currently last in that division. They are 1-0 in divisional play, however, with an 8-5 win over Farmington United. So they hope to keep that ball rolling. In net, senior goalie Julius Livernoy from NDP, sporting a 3.4 goals against average and an 85.8 save percentage. In net for Troy, Noah Dumas with a 1.8 goals against average and a 91.2 save percentage. Julius's stats might not jump out to you on paper, but one thing that you should keep in mind here, this North Oakland team has been facing on average 50 shots a game. So those stats, pretty solid. He's held them in a lot of close games. Did not start last night, or on Tuesday. Did not start on Thursday, as he was feeling a little bit under the weather, but putting him back in for this divisional matchup. Face-off won by the Eagles in the direction of Aiden London, as there's a long stretch pass, going to be called an icing. So London intending that one for Xavier Sanchez, just a little too far in front of him. And Livernois will get his first slice of action with a face-off to his left. Starting for the Eagles, Xavier Sanchez, Mason Rodriguez, and Alex Favaro, and then on defense, Aiden London and Benny O'Dowd. That core three for the Eagles been their main source of offense. Typically, there's a shot, turn away, loose in front, off the, into the back. So that goal scored by number 44, Ben Dumas, his 11th of the season. Puts Troy out to an early lead. A lot of Julius's goals have been given up off of rebounds, something that he's been trying to work on. And that one proves costly, as the Eagles are going to be down 1 just a couple seconds into the first period. Face-off won again, but then given right back as Rodriguez makes a move. Working through, but good defensive play as he's still battling for the puck. And Joey Clark with a 3-on-1. So now Rodriguez gives the Eagles their own 2-on-1. He shoots, blocked.
That's Dumas, his 11 from Asensio at 21 seconds up the first period.
So the assist coming from Kaiser Asensio, the leading scorer for Troy, now 4 on the season. As Noah Dumas covers that one up for the first face-off in the Troy zone. So that one won by Troy, now cleared around. Gatto takes it up to the boards to Jewell. Fumbles with it a little bit in his feet. Kept in by Young. And now battle on the boards. Recovered by Troy. Gatto spins. Bumps that one up to Jewell, who beats. Back up to Jewell. Now dumped in by Troy. Riney being chased by Blesky, as well as Lowry. Freshman Mason Young in that corner. Battling now into the slot. Good stick check there by Benny O'Dowd. That is now put back behind the net and brought up. That's up to the top to Gatto. Mishandled. Dumped up for a breakout. Now carried in by Blesky. Pressuring Pat Riney. So they both go down. No call there. And body down into the corner. Knocked away by Archie and brought up by Young. Young passes that one up to Hill. He chips that in and dumps it over to the right side. Eagles going to get a line change here. Now the stretch pass up to Jewell. Steps in, shot blocked by O'Dowd. He's feeling that one. Now Sanchez gets the puck taken away from him. Jewell skating in and dumps it in. Good defensive play here from Benny O'Dowd, boxing him out in the corner. He'll push that around. Now picked up by Favaro. Favaro dishes that one up ahead to Archie. Gives a little nice tap dump in. Picked up off the boards. And now James Walker passes that one over. Bit of a softer pass. Rimmed in, taken back by the Eagles. Now Sanchez takes the puck away, working in. It's around, backhanded, knocked down by Aaron Stinson. And put into the corner for Schmidt. Proback battling, puts it out to center. So Aiden London dumps that one in. Out to play it is Dumas. Leaves it for his defenseman. Pinch there by London. Now going to be a 2-on-1. Now stretch pass up to Schmidt, defended by Walker. Makes a move, got a little bit of room, batted away by Young. Young goes for the stretch pass, blocked again. Now Jewel brings it over to Clark. Being defended by Rodriguez, captain for the Eagles. He stretches that one up. Gonna fall out of the attacking zone for the Eagles. Dumped in. Asensio has it in his feet. Still going now, picked up by Clark. Clark surveying. Dumped in, shot, save loose. Out in front, rebound knocked away. And now net is off as Julius Livernoy gets his first save of the day. Rebound. So Eagles went down by one, about 40 seconds into the game on a Dumas goal assisted by Kaiser Asensio, and that is where we stand now as O'Dowd takes that face-off. Surveying, pops that up the boards for Hill. Hill tries to get it off to Darchie. As Asensio goes for the touch pass back door, shot still loose, snagged by Livernoy. Did a good job on that scramble, second save of the game for Livernoy. Face-off won by the Eagles. O'Dowd takes it behind his net. Pressed by Lowry, makes a nice move to lose him. Looking. Pass knocked down again. Kept in the zone by Dumas. Shot blocked by Archie. Now Hill trying to back that one off to Young. Won't go. That is rimmed around. Gonna go out. Picked back up by Smith. Forecheck from Archie. Pops that one up and over Archie. Stretch over to Dumas. Beats O'Dowd down the edge. Pass out in front to Blaski. Now up to Girardi. Pass tipped wide. That is Giorio. Now takes that. O'Dowd working up through. Passed up to Hill. Now going for a change. What a dangerous change there for the Eagles. So now Braden Blaski steps on the puck and falls. And Favaro is trying to take this one out. O'Dowd got a little bit of a slew foot. Now into the corner. Hard forecheck by the Eagles. The first line has been doing a great job of that recently. Bumped up to Schmidt. Now brought in by Josh Schmidt. Big save there by Livernoy. Third of the day. Now puck behind the net. Now battling on the boards is Sanchez. Battling with Schmidt. Schmidt has that taken away by Walker, but Troy gets it right back. Van Ramdonk keeping it in there as London battles. Gives it up to Favaro, but Troy getting possession once again. Hard forecheck by Favaro, but Troy rallying to that puck, doing a good job of not letting it stay out of their hands for too long. As Schmidt heading in, all by himself. Deeks again. Shot wide. Rodriguez battling in the corner with O'Dowd. Rodriguez trying to see who else is in the corner there. And now popped in by Kroback. Troy looking for a lot of tips in front. As Clark up in front. Now right to... Goodness. Stinson had that shot that was batted down by the Eagles. Now Schmidt bringing that in. Has Asensio and Clark. Rodriguez gets beat. Backhand right in the stomach of Livernoy. Seen 5 shots already, only letting 1. Well, that one was on a rebound. Looks like Hill dropped a mouth guard. Gonna have him go pick that up. Face off to the left of Livernoy. One and kept in by Stinson as Asensio makes his way through the defense. Up loose in the slot. Picked up by Leroy. Leroy gives it, tried to go over to Archie. Had that knocked away as Archie lays a quick hit. Now tipped in by Clark. As Ryan fans on that one, gives it up to Asensio. who battles down in the corner, getting double teamed, but now held behind the net by Troy. Bumped out to Asensio, now back behind the net. A lot of great puck movement early here for Troy. Looking to continue their so far winning record against OAA White as that one's blockered away by Livernois and then bumped down by Young. Had a good trajectory, so it does go right to Dumas. Oh, he passes it up to Kroback. And passed away up to London by Livernois. Penalty upcoming here on Troy. It's going to go against number 84, Tyler Jewell. Looks like it's going to be a roughing call. So the Eagles don't get a lot of power play opportunities. They're most of the time killing penalties. So they do have 9 power play goals on the year. Looking to see if they can get another one here and equalize. 9 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the first period. That face-off one, but then immediately turned over. Bringing that in is Ben Dumas. Already scored a goal today. Breakaway, turned away by Livernois. However, now back over to Dumas, wide open in the slot. Shot turned away by Livernois again. And for a power play, the Eagles have had it in their own zone quite a bit. Is there another turnover by Benny O'Dowd? Now Sanchez skating it up, looking to get something going here. He dumps it in, but Giorio holds it in. Now O'Dowd loses the puck and sent down by Dumas. That is Ben Dumas, not Noah Dumas. Noah Dumas is in net for Troy. As now London deking in the angle, looking for something, turned away. Now Favaro, shot blockered and cleared by Troy. Big save there from Dumas. So Livernois leaves that one for Sanchez. Sanchez getting pressured, loses his defender. Back around for Walker. Though did have that taken away. Xavier passed that one up for Rodriguez. Mishandled and tipped in. O'Dowd battling in the corner with Smith. Smith wins that one, skating it up. Goes to the stretch pass. And tapped out by Walker. Troy has controlled the puck for much of this penalty kill, now down to 18 seconds, as Danny Archie takes it from behind his own net. For something, passes that one up to Walker. Walker mishandles, kept in by Joey Clark and dumped. 6 seconds now left, as Livernois passes that one up to Rodriguez, and now we are back at full strength. Now kept in and covered by Livernois. Again, these goalies for North Oakland have been seeing a lot of shots, as Clifton on Thursday had 15 saves in the first period alone, ended with 39. Face-off won by the Eagles, but recovered by Troy. They continue to cycle it, and popped out by Lucas Stoll. Now Stinson setting up the Troy breakout. Very fluid offense here for Troy. That passed over to Asensio, now down to Clark. Dumped in the middle for Asensio and covered. So lots of puck movement, lots of rotations here for Troy. Going to be a bit of a struggle for North Oakland as they do run a zone defense. There's going to need to be a lot of communication for this North Oakland defense. London off the boards and out. Since being pressured by Stoll, gets it back over to Lowry. Pass back to his defense and Van Ramdonk. Into the skates of Dumas. Does not have anything going there. Over to Stinson. Stinson dumps that one in. London loses that battle in behind the net. Now Van Ramdonk winds up a snapshot saved by Livernois and shipped up and out by London. Livernois up to 10 saves already. We're about halfway through the first period. Pass over to Lowry. Lowry looking for a stretch, just going to dump that one in. Braden Blaski, big hit there on Riney behind the net. Riney looking to be A-okay there as this Troy United now cycling again. Dumping it in nearly too many men, almost hit the skates of Riney. As he went for a change. Now good defensive play by Clark as Asensio holds it. Tips up in front, taken away by James Walker. Kept in by Troy. Throwback. Now got by Mike Leroy coming in. Good defensive play by Gavin Blaski. Now up in the feet of Throwback. Tipped up ahead for Jewell. Behind Asensio. No offsides. Or yes offsides. Apologies. So Leroy getting pestered there by Throwback. Tries to make a move. Kicked away by Blaski. As Sanchez going to need to be a little patient here, get Mike Leroy's offsides. So, face-off going to head towards the blue line. Mike Leroy just a little bit slow there getting back. Four minutes, 51 seconds left in the first period. Face-off heading into Eagles territory. Rodriguez picks that puck up. He's got a 2-on-3. Tries to pass it over to Archie. That's tipped away now. Archie up in the corner. Put to the front of the net for Rodriguez. Rodriguez backhand saved and covered by Noah Dumas. Seen 4 shots already. Gotten a pretty good handle on all of them. Now the North Oakland first forwards line heading in. Face off to the left of Dumas. Won by the Eagles. Pushed out in front. Rodriguez nearly tips that one in. Like Dumas just got a tip of his skate on it. Now sent down by Dumas. Picked up by O'Dowd, being pressured by Lowry, and dumped back in behind the net. Alex Kennedy now up to Rodriguez. Pushed in for Archie. Archie had 2 goals against Thumb Area Legion. Fortunately, Eagles would run out of gas in the third, falling 4-11. Clifton was in net for that one. That's passed up, backhanded in. Going to be a high stick on Archie. Tried knocking it down, keep the puck away from the front of the net. Just a little bit too high. Three minutes, 43 seconds left in the first period. Face off to the left of Livernois. 10 saves on the day already for Livernois. Face off won by Troy. Passed over from Asensio to Clark. Clark back in front. So they've been working behind the net quite a bit as Clark was tripped up there, no call. As now Leroy, Archie, and Young head in. Young gonna get pushed out. Penalty coming up on Van Ramdong. And big scuffle there in the corner from Mike Leroy. Looking like they're both gonna be heading to the box. Junior from Oakland Christian, Mike Leroy, sticking up for the freshman Mason Young, will be headed to the box. So the lack of discipline shown again for the Eagles. They're averaging about 25 penalty minutes a game. Referees discussing what the case is going to be here. Looks like it's going to be offsetting penalties. I believe the initial penalty was just going to be a rough on Van Ramdonk for the hit on Rodriguez, but now these Looks like it was, we're gonna call head contact on that one, I believe. And then most likely the second penalties on Leroy and Van Ramdonk just gonna be offsetting. So we'll see what the call is gonna be here. North Oakland gonna get a penalty as well. It's initial penalty on Van Ramdonk for 5 minutes. They're going to be 4-on-4 for 3 minutes, and then the Eagles will go 5-on-4.
5 minutes, come on.
4-on-4. As we saw from the last power play for the Eagles, they were really not able to capitalize since they didn't have the puck in the Troy zone for really any of the power play. This referee is just conferring with the coaches, letting them know what's happening. Absent on the North Oakland bench is head coach Brad Thiel and assistant coach Eric Button, Drake Eckert, Steve Janowicz taking over there.
Come on!
4-on-4 here for 3 minutes. Dumped in. They're going to call an ice there.
Penalties for both teams. For Troy United, number 21, Matt Van Ramdonk, 5-minute major for boarding. And for North Oakland, number 12, Mike Leroy. 2 minutes for head contact and 10 in misconduct. Time for both penalties, 13-40 up.
Okay, so now Leroy getting a 2 and 10. Van Ramdonk just getting a 5-minute for boarding. So Eagles going to be without Mike Leroy for quite a while. As Troy looking happy to just take their time and set these plays up, trying to milk down as much clock as possible. As Asensio skating in, shot, blockered away, loose. Juliet Livernois going to need to get back. Good clear out there. Big save. Another hit and another penalty upcoming. So now another penalty upcoming here on Troy. Mason Young on the smaller side, so a lot of those hits, especially on the board, is going to be pretty high on him. So see what the call is going to be here. That was on Asensio, leading scorer for Troy. Livernois up to 11 saves. It's going to be 2 minutes for elbowing. It's now 4-on-3. Miscommunication there.
Down the penalty, 4:14 of the first period.
So London skating in. Shot gloved. Eagles, rather than getting set up there on that 4-on-3, deciding to just sort of bump that around. Just going to rip that one on net, said London. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first period. So we did get a whistle call from one of the officials. We'll see. Not sure what. Barking in the direction of the Troy bench. Not sure what about. That one into the skates of Benny O'Dowd. Blaski passes that one off to Kroback. Now it's flap shot from Blaski. Knocked down, but then given over to Sanchez by Livernois up to 12 saves. And Sanchez heading in. Pops that one back, and now going to be a rush for Blaski. Benny O'Dowd covering. Good stick checks there. Right into the pad of Livernois, now up to 13. And given right back. Eagles on a rush. 35 seconds remaining on their penalty as O'Dowd brings that one in. Defended up by Gatto in the corner. 20 seconds left now as Rodriguez pinches there on Gatto, but sent all the way down. Livernois takes that one, pops it just up to Sanchez. Sanchez has Rodriguez open for a long pass and will take that one in. Tries to dump it off, no one there. as now going to be another rush for Troy. Shot blockered away by Livernois. He's kept them in this game, and now Eagles back at full strength. So a 5-on-3 for the next 30 seconds, and they'll go to a 5-on-4. Now Archie tries to dump that one in. Now sent all the way down. 16 seconds on the Asensio penalty. 1 minute left in the period. Archie trying to get a touch pass to Riney. Riney tries to stretch it for Archie, so there's a lot of missed passes. As Rodriguez subs off, sends that one up. Nobody there. Asensio taking it back now onto a 5-on-4 for the Eagles. Up in front, dangerous there from Clark. Just fanned on it. And now now forechecking on Jonah Hill. As Asensio has it in the corner. Puck on the board, picked up by Sanchez. Sanchez moving through. Not going to have much help here. 14 seconds left in the first. And dumped into the corner by Sanchez. Does not have a glove. I believe he's still allowed to play. That is chipped up. Kept in by Riney, but that will be the end of the first. So at the end of the first, your North Oakland Eagles trail Troy United 0-1 after an early goal from Ben Dumas, assisted by Kaiser Asensio. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with some more coverage.